Hey, there's 7 Grains of Salt, and this is part 2 of Who Burnt the Talmud and the Maimonides. Who still believes in the oral teachings in Israel? Who believed in oral teachings, and what about Israel now? So the Sadducee Jews believed only in the written Torah, so the Old Testament, which we know now today is the Old Testament. Pharisees, on the other hand, believed in both the written Torah and the oral Torah. So these were laws sent to Jews along with the written word. The Pharisee Jews eventually wrote down this oral Torah centuries later, and that's what is called now the Talmud. So, which of the groups are the forefathers of today's Judaism? After the destruction of the Jewish temple in 70 AD, the Sadducees disappeared. But the Pharisees remained and became the spiritual ancestors of modern Judaism. Today, most of the Jews follow the path of the Pharisees. They hold the oral Torah, or the Babylonian Talmud, also known as, so to be just as binding as the written Torah or Old Testament. That's what they believe. In fact, so strong is the belief in the Talmudic Pharisaism among the Jews that Sadducees, who only follow the Old Testament, are considered to be non-Jews. Again, it is the Talmud where we find the elaboration of the 7 Noahide laws, which I have another video on if you'd like to watch. The Orthodox Jewish people believe. Orthodox Judaism believes that both the written and oral Torah are divine origin and represent the Word of God. The Jewish people believe that they must be a light for all the nation, the chosen nation. The Rambam compiled the 13 fundamental principles of the Jewish faith and derived from the Torah. Maimonides refers to the 13 principles of faith as the fundamental truths of our religion and its very foundation. There you go. In addition, among the major movements, only Orthodox have preserved the mystical foundation of Judaism, Jewish theology, most obviously in the Hasidic movements, which is Baal Shem Tov. That word alone should ring some bells to those that have studied anything about Judaism. Today, Judaism stripped of Kabbalah is a body stripped of his soul. That's what it's stated in Shabbat. And this I found to be interesting. I just added a little note of it. The principal work of the Kabbalah, the Zohar, which is one of the other books I mentioned in the last video, it's also a very well-known book of theirs, describes an age which will mirror the flood of Noah. This is time with a world inundated with wisdom rather than water. Interesting how that has come into discussion lately, and interesting how also Satan mirrors everything from the Bible and twists and turns it, and just thought I'd throw that in there because we have talked about that we're in the time of Noah. A lot of people have stated that. And just as a reminder, if you haven't watched one of my last videos, Netanyahu, what did he state? As a part of the proposed legislation to enshrine Israel's status as a Jewish state, the Israeli court system would be based on Talmudic law and the Jewish calendar would be formally adopted. Prime Minister Netanyahu allegedly told Yaakov Vider, a member of the Likud party's ultra-Orthodox faction. You can find that in the paper. So that tells you who the leader is currently in Israel. The Likud party ideology, national liberalism, conservatism, economic liberalism, Zionism, right-wing populism, their historical revisionist Zionism, liberal conservatism. And it stated that the Jewish communities in Judea, Samaria, and the Gaza are the realization of Zionist values. Very interesting. So that is who is running Israel currently. It is those that believe in the Talmud and the Maimonides and these words that we went over in part 1. All right, that was part 2. Part 3 is coming up if you'd like to continue watching. See you soon.